The alliance said it was confident that members of the military alliance would continue to support Ukraine as it was in their own security interests.
First of all, I just wanted to say that if Putin thinks we're going to be in any way distracted by what's now happening, the horrendous scenes from Israel, is completely wrong. 50 nations turned up yesterday to say how we're going to help with Ukraine, how that help is going to be ongoing, and I was delighted that President Zelensky came yesterday.
Defence ministers at NATO's Brussels headquarters watched stunned as their Israeli counterpart, Yoav Gallant, on Thursday showed them shocking and horrific video from the Hamas attack on Israeli civilians, the alliance's head Jens Stoltenberg said. Stoltenberg reiterated that although Israel had the right to defend itself, NATO expected its response to the Hamas attack to be proportionate.
The main message was that it just confirmed the brutality of the attacks, how innocent civilians, young people were killed, and of course it makes a strong impact on all of us when we see the pictures and the video describing the consequences of this horrific attack against Israel. As this conflict evolves, it is important to protect civilians, and this was also clearly expressed by allies. There are rules of war, there are the request for proportionality, and this was highlighted by many allies.
The United States has been rushing air defences and munitions to Israel to help bolster its fight against Palestinian militant group Hamas in the wake of Hamas's devastating attacks on Israel over the weekend.
In terms of conditions that we would place on the security assistance that we're providing to Israel, we've not placed any conditions on the provision of this equipment. This is a professional military led by professional leadership, and we would hope and expect that they would do the right things in the prosecution of their campaign, and we will make sure that we will leave it to them to define what their operations are going to look like. But again, we have no reason to believe that they would do anything different.
Israel has vowed to annihilate the Hamas movement that rules Gaza in retribution for the deadliest attack on Jewish civilians since the Holocaust, when hundreds of militants breached the boundary fence and stormed nearby Israeli communities on Saturday. The full scale of the killings has emerged since Israeli forces reclaimed control of the towns and kibbutzes, finding homes strewn with bodies. They say they found women who had been raped and killed and children who were shot and burned. Meanwhile, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg also urged members to continue efforts in defence investment. He reiterated that 11 member states now spend at least 2% of their national GDP on defence. And I expect this number will rise substantially next year, he said. Swedish Defence Minister Paul Jonsson was also invited to the meeting, although the Scandinavian country is still waiting to become an official member. In March 2023, Sweden applied to join NATO, but its bid has not yet been ratified by member states Turkey and Hungary.